Hello, everyone. This is MMA Interesting Prospects podcast. Today, our guest is Quentin Pasley, who just won his fight on LFA 204. Hello, Quentin. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. And your last fight against Reylan Gracie was of course it was a beautiful first round finish. And if you can tell me, how do you feel after this kind of fight?
I feel good. It was first off, thanks for having me again. But I feel good. It was my first fight in over a year, so it felt good just to get in there and get the rest off. And now we're on to the next, and I'm back in the gym, ready to go.
Did you know anything about his opponent? Because of course he's a Gracie, but to be honest, like for me, he wasn't a like known name before. Of course, the name you can expect that he's like that he's a grappler, but except that, I didn't know much about him.
Yeah, pretty much. It was the same for me. I didn't know nothing about him. I just knew he was a Gracie. Um, so like you said, I definitely expected elite grappling, but I didn't know what else to expect. I didn't know how he looked. I didn't know anything until pretty much I met him. And then fight wise, I didn't know anything until we got in the cage. So yeah.
But of course, it was a quick finish. So when would you like to be back in the cage?
I'm looking for a fight right now in 2 weeks at CES, which is out here in Connecticut. I'm good to go. I'm healthy, no injuries, easy weight cut. So I'm ready to get back in there. But I do have an opponent for May 9th at Reality Fighting out here in Connecticut. It's one of the bigger shows we have locally. It's at Mohegan Sun, which is like the biggest casino in America. So yeah.
So you are definitely like a busy fighter because it will be your it was a fight of course like a few days ago and you have like fights book already.
Yeah. I'm ready to just stay active and keep it going. If I'm healthy enough, I don't see why not. So
And I think that is good because like light heavyweight and heavyweight division always needs some good prospects because of course like from especially like flyweights to lightweights there are a lot of good fighters, but like light heavyweights and heavyweights always need this kind of fresh blood, and I think that you are like a very good like candidate for this kind of role.
yeah, it's definitely a slimmer slimmer weight class. So the more I could do, the better.
And of course, because right now you are 2-0 as the pro, but of course you are more experienced than that because you are also were undefeated as the amateur, but you fought in the heavyweight division. And do you plan to be back in the heavyweight division as the pro, or you more focus on being the best version of yourself in light heavyweight?
Yeah, right now I'm focused on light heavyweight. That's my division right now. I walk around like 220, 225. So I wouldn't force myself to get bigger to go to heavyweight. But if I naturally bulk up, because I'm young right now, I'm 23. So if my grown man size kicks in and I naturally bulk up to like 240, I wouldn't mind being a heavyweight. But for the amateur fight, it was just I only had one fight at heavyweight, and my coaches were telling me since I started that I'll be able to fight at heavyweight. So I was like, you know what? Let's just try it out. It's a title fight. Why not give it a try as amateurs? This is where you experience yourself the most. So I went for it, and it was good. That was actually one of my favorite fights because I could eat whatever I want. I didn't have to cut weight. I liked it. I don't mind that.
And actually, you finished all of your fights. You had like two finishes in the second round, but except that, it was all first round finishes. So I think that it is also a quite impressive thing.
Yeah.
And about your like start in combat sport, what was the first combat sport that you ever train? Do you have like a kind of a wrestling background or more traditional combat sport background?
No, I don't have any background. I started everything at my gym about 4 years ago. My first lick of training started there. I never did any type of combat training other than like play fighting with my friends or my brothers and stuff. Other than that, never. So I'm pretty much was learning everything all at once.
So when you start from the let's say not having much of the skills, and in 4 years you are like undefeated as the amateur, you are 2-0 as the pro, and you are still very young fighter, is quite of impressive thing. So it actually can be interesting what's gonna happen in next 4 years for you.
I look forward to it. It's of course it's like hard work. I put in a lot of work, but it's also a blessing. Like it's some things just not explainable. It comes natural to me, so it's a blessing to me. On top of that, I put in the work, so it's
And
never.
right now you are in the gym that you started, the Fighting Arts Academy.
That's
And,
when I started. I'm
and
still there.
And it was like your first gym, like first peak when you started, or did you like go for just the one or two classes to the other gyms too?
No, when I first started, I was there twice a day, every day, every single day. I was there twice a day, and I didn't start going to other gyms until like I was actually fighting, and there'd be times I just need like a new look, new sparring partners, and we got a few good big people out here, like even UFC fighters. We got a few out here. So my coach, my coach Nick Newell, he's well connected with a lot of people, so he'll just reach out and be like, "Hey, I got this young guy that needs work," and he'll send me off to him, and that's when I started connecting with all these other guys and cross training and stuff. But it all started there, and it's still going there.
And probably for the fighters from the like heavier weight classes, sometimes it can be problem to find a good sparring partner from the especially light heavyweight and heavyweight division.
Yeah, but I got in my gym, my main training partner Justin Sumter. He was an 85er, but now he's a 205er. He's a strong guy, big strong guy. Made it to the contender series twice. Like he's real good fighter. He's a great training partner for me. But it's always good to get new looks just to test yourself out and try new things. Cause like me and him, we know each other like the back of our hands. So some things just don't work anymore. You gotta have some new people to try things out on. And yeah, we, we got we got a good little group going on for the big guys out here.
And for now, what is like the favorite part of the training for you?
As in, what do you mean? Like, what's my favorite art?
Yes, yes, a part like maybe like wrestling, maybe striking part.
Honestly, like my striking is I mean, if you watch my fights, obviously I love striking a lot. But my favorite thing to train is jujitsu because it's like a it's like a whole new world. I don't know. It's like a game of chess down there, and it's a lot of things to learn. I'm constantly learning new things in jujitsu, and it's just fun to do at times.
And actually, on topology, I saw that you competed in like in 2023 and 2024 in some grappling competitions.
Yeah, I try to stay as active. If I'm not fighting, then grappling. I do a lot of grappling tournaments. I do a lot of wrestling tournaments, like these little local wrestling tournaments we have. Um, and then grappling matches. I try to stay active with them. So
So, and like grappling competition this year too, or you prefer to be more focused on like taking more of the MMA fights?
I'm more focused on MMA fights right now because last year there was no fights. I was coming off an injury, so I got to get back to it fight wise. If 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 there's a time where I'm not fighting, then I'll probably get back into a few grappling matches just to stay active. But I'm focused on fighting right now.
And with this kind of activity, you can be soon like 6 or 7-0, and probably you would be like good pick for the contender series. And do you have like a plan for your careers for your career that you think that maybe in 2 years you would like to go to the UFC, or maybe in 3 years?
I don't really have a time of when I want to get there. To me, everything is in God's plan. Whenever He wants it to happen, it's gonna happen. So I'm just focusing on bettering myself and being ready. So once I do get that call, it's just time to go. There's no second question and no doubt in my mind that I'll be ready for it.
And do you like watching, especially light heavyweights from the UFC?
Yeah, I try to tune into their fights whenever they have one on the card because they don't really have too many light heavyweight fights on the cards. It'll probably be like one or two every now and then. So I try to tune into them.
Yes, and for years it was like John Jones and Daniel Cormier. There were like two great champions, and from like 2020, I think that there were like five champions. There is a lot of mess in light heavyweight.
They need a light heavyweight is calling for a dominant champion to come through. Alex was it. Alex was running through everybody. Think he still could get it back, but we'll get there.
And overall, who is your favorite fighter to watch?
John Jones for sure. He's just so well rounded. We have a similar build. People say we have similar skill set. His 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 fight IQ is it's like no other. So I love to watch and learn from him. And then I like to watch Alex. I like to watch Izzy. Those are some of my favorite people to watch and learn from. Take things from their games. I try to take things from everybody who's
So I guess that
very good at a specific thing. So I like to watch Khabib. What are you saying?
uh, I think that because you mentioned John Jones before, so I think that you think that he, if he would face Thomas Pinal, he would beat him.
I have to say, yeah, I think John Jones can beat him. I think that's a very tough fight for him, obviously. Tom is a younger, faster, strong guy. But I just think John Jones is such a phenomenon that he could get it done regardless. I think he would find a way.
Yes,
But it is a very dangerous fight. There's no
yes,
doubt about that.
I
But
think
I
that
think he can get it done.
yes, I think that in both cases for John and Tom, there are a lot of like question marks in this fight. So I think that it would be like a very good fight, and I hope that it will happen, especially this year.
Yeah, I hope so too. I just watched the clips of Tom Aspinall saying that he thinks it's gonna. He just had like a meeting with Dana White. He thinks it's gonna be done by this year. So I'm looking forward to it. I will hope so. That's a good fight.
And about your career, do you see yourself like in the end in the UFC, or do you think that it may be a chance for you to fight in some other organization, like maybe PFL, maybe one?
No, it's UFC. That's what I'm going for.
And outside of like world of MMA, outside of training, when you have a bit more of the free time, do you have like any like hobbies not connected with MMA?
Not too many. Not too many. I like to might go play basketball or something and hang out with friends or something. But I don't really go out much. I don't do too much. I'm constantly in the gym, so I don't really make time for hobbies. I probably should. It's probably healthy to have some hobbies to get your mind off of things. But right now, I'm just focused on training a lot.
And at the end of this year, because right now you are 2-0, what kind of record would you like to have in like 9 or yes, 9 months?
in 9 months, realistically. Um, I honestly, where I'm at right now, I want to fight at least once a month. Is it gonna happen? I don't know, but that was my goal for this year. Is at least try to get a fight once a month. So, but if not, as long as I'm ending with an O, I'm good. 4-0, 5-0. That's cool.
And when you are finishing your opponents in 1 minute or in 90 seconds, you can actually have like 10 fights this year.
Right. But then that also makes it harder because then people don't want to fight you. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword or a curse and a blessing, whatever you want to say. But yeah, that's the goal. That's how I want it.
Okay, Quentin.
Quick.
So many thanks for the time and for the conversation. I hope that you will build your record to be like undefeated at the end of this year. And who knows, maybe next year you will be on the list of the fighters who will get to the UFC or at least to the Contender Series.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's how I see it happening. Um, like I said, I was blessed with a tremendous gift and I put the work in. So hopefully.